Hey everybody, Zelos Talon here again, and today I'm going to take a look at another PR Samurai roleplay toy. This is the Power Ranger Samurai Mega Blade. I picked this up not too long after it came out. I was on the fence for a while, and then just there were so many positive reviews for it that I decided to end up picking it up, and for a long time this was the only roleplay weapon I had from the line. Until I picked up some more that could, for a little more play value and display variety. So, this thing is, as has been stated many times before, just flippin' awesome. It's almost too awesome, and we'll get to that later. It does come with a belt clip that simply rotates, and then once it lines up, it'll pop. The sword can pop off, and then this is the tab that clips onto your belt. So, enough of that. Size comparison to the spin sword. This is $10 more than the spin sword. This is a $25 toy compared to the 10 or 15 you pay for the spin sword, depending on whether or not you get sounds. And as you can see, the spin sword is just dwarfed. Folded in half, the Mega Blade is nearly as long as the spin sword. So, and actually, it compresses down to less than half of its length, which is just cool. And the spin sword, I'm 6 foot tall, and the spin sword run is as long from my elbow to the tip of my middle finger. So it's short, but it's no slouch. This thing is over 2 feet long. I didn't have a ruler for an exact measurement, but just kind of like eyeballing it and kind of like one length, two length. It's over 2.5 feet, to be honest. Just over 2.5 feet. So this is impressive once it's fully extended, and it has a ton of sounds. So getting started with those, actually, I just want to look at the detail here real quick. The paint is exceptional, especially when you compare to the spin sword. This one thing the spin sword has going for it is that it does have chrome, even though it's not for looks, it's for function. But at least it has some vacuum metallized plastic. But as far as paint goes, there's just a little red on the handle, a little red along the blade, and some gold at the hilt. The Mega Blade, on the other hand, has this gorgeous silver paint down the main half of the blade. There's gold at the hilt, red going up and down the blade. There's gold here at the guard. Nice silver and gold here at the hinge. Even back here there's some silver paint. Once this is extended, you'll see more red, black plastic with some red accents on it, and the whole thing is just so wizard. Turning it on, there's an on switch here at the latch, and we'll get the first sound. There we go. I didn't flick it all the way. So speakers right here, which is nice because your hand is, with it being right next to this latch protrusion, your hand's not likely to cover the speaker. So when you're using it, you'll get the full sound volume. So what we can do then is we can push the trigger, and that'll start a charging noise, and then we'll have to I cannot get this thing in frame, and I keep myself out of the frame. This thing is huge. So we're gonna push the trigger and then pull this latch, and that'll create a noise, and then pulling the trigger pulling the thing will extend the Mega Blade. So gold accents, not red. I'm a liar. And yeah, mine just through use and age, it starts to kind of trigger the on noise just kind of randomly. So I think that something might be loose inside of mine, but we'll examine that later. This section of the blade here at the tip is PVC, and then it's got hard plastic on the sides. I don't mind this so much because, especially when you have it folded up, this isn't very exposed. And most of this is reinforced, so I'm not too worried about this getting severely bent. There's just enough PVC there to keep it so that if kids are playing with it and hitting each other like they're not supposed to be, they're not going to really do any lasting damage. So as you can see, because I cannot fit this whole thing in frame, it is long. I'm not even shitting you. This is like the size of a real wakizashi. You know, if I had one handy, I mean, I have them around, but I just didn't think to grab one to compare this to, because neither of them would fit on frame anyway. So this is actually in the hands of an adult or a child. This is sword sized, so this is badass. Pulling the trigger gets you some more sounds. So we've heard 3 already: the opening noise, and the charging noise, and the on noise. We get a slash now. Just your slash noise, and then pulling this will cycle sound effects. And that gives us, I mean, that's how many, that's like the 5th sound effect we've gotten so far out of this thing. That's 5 sounds. 6, because now you got the stab. You have the lion sound for like 7 now, are we on? And then... and that's like 8 or so. I mean, I love that one. Just the little shamisen riff, just jamming out. Oh, so fun. So freaking otaku. So just delightful. Could listen to that all day, but I don't think you guys want to. And then, yeah, that's all 4 that you go through by cycling through this. So, you know, you pulling it again, you just get the slash again. And then you do get a sound to close the blade. To close the blade, you just push in the tip until it latches, and then this button here will release it and latch down, and then we can turn it off. Just so freaking cool. I love the Mega Blade. I really do. And the reason I say it's almost too good is that this is something that has no counterpart in Samurai Sentai Shinkenger. This item, along with the Mega Mode Ranger armor and the Super Mega armor and the Shogun armor, that is purely American for Power Rangers. That is purely Power Rangers right there. Now, what I don't understand is how is it that Bandai of America can come up with something and actually follow through on something this badass that has 9 sound effects, is substantially large, well made, well detailed, well painted. Like, how is it that they make something this awesome and then we still have to put up with crap about half the time they put out a toy? I mean, I just don't understand it. They're perfect. It's like the Mega Blade is a statement that we can't. It's like they're saying we can make great stuff, but fuck you guys, you're just gonna have to put up with whatever we give you, kind of thing. As far as when it comes to other stuff, I mean, it's almost like a giant middle finger to the fans and Plex in a certain way, because it's like, I mean, they dumb down all the stuff that comes over from Japan, and then when they have the opportunity to come up with something original, they make it awesome. And it's like, it's just like this high point of this that just creates this level of inconsistency within Bandai's product line. I mean, when you have something when you're capable of making something this awesome by pretty much pulling it out of your ass, there's no reason that something that's been set up for you should falter in any way. I mean, there's just no reason for the absolute garbage quality of some of the toys Bandai America has put out in the last couple of years. I mean, things like the Hydro Bow and the Black Box and the Samuraizer and the Samurai Morpher especially. Just, there is no excuse for how trashy those are when you have something that is this freaking objectively awesome. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not even being subjective, just this thing hits all the right notes for like everything that a collector or a kid wanting to have a good time, like, just on every level this thing wins. How is it that Bandai America is just so damn inconsistent? I don't understand it. But taking this for what it's worth, this thing is awesome. The Black Box and the Bullzooka do combine with it. We'll show that later. So, these are still available if you can find them. You know, Megaforce stuff is getting on the shelves now, but if you're lucky enough to, if you see one of these, grab it immediately while you have the chance. This is one of the best roleplay toys not even Power Rangers. I don't even have a lot of Power Rangers stuff, but just one of the best roleplay toys I've played with, period. Mega Blade, Zealous Talon, out.